to my YouTube channel. My name is Jacqueline. If you are new here, I make a lot of DIY fashion, whether that is sewing or knitting. And today I want to talk to you guys about my autumn-winter sewing plans. I'm the kind of person that likes to plan projects in advance because whenever I have free time, I sort of freeze and don't know what to do with myself if I don't kind of have some sort of structure or plan in place. So I like to make kind of like autumn-winter collections, spring-summer collections, and I use those as a loose guideline to sew against. It's not like set in stone, and if I want to make something that's not in the autumn-winter collection, then that's totally fine, but it's just a good system for me to have some inspiration and like some framework or guidance when I feel stuck on what to make next. All right, so let's jump right into it. I think I have 10 items on here today, and then some honorable mentions after that. I have my laptop right here because I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, so I'm going to be using this to refer to. But oh, by the way, in case you're curious, my top is a handmade top. It's the Adrian blouse by Friday Pattern Company, I believe. I made it in a black like silk rayon velvet or something like that. I'll leave that linked in the description box for you. I'm not going to give specific patterns for this, by the way. These are just kind of, like I said, loose inspirations. In the past, I've actually been really specific, like I'm going to make this pattern. But for my autumn-winter collection, I've kind of got more of an idea of the type of garment I want to make, and then I will research the patterns as I get to that particular project. Okay, let's jump right into the inspiration. These are in no particular order. I'm just going, across what I see on my computer. Okay, so the first one is pleated wide leg trousers. I made a pair of double pleated shorts this summer, and I really, really love them. I was kind of unsure about them at first. It's a new style for me, for sure. But the more that I wore them, the more that I love them. I always got compliments on them. It doesn't hurt that they were like a cotton candy pink color, and the ones that I want to make for autumn winter are not going to be bright like that, but I think I got enough wear out of those that I could justify making another pair of this style of pant just in a trouser length form. So I definitely want to make some of those for autumn and winter. I also really like the cargo pant style, but I think that that's maybe a little too trendy for me, and I think that the pleated wide leg trouser can still kind of give that 90s vibe that's coming into style right now without going so far as to put a cargo like pocket on it. So I'm gonna go for the pleated wide leg trousers. I don't have a pattern in mind just yet. Yeah, so pleated wide leg trousers. The next one, and this is more specific, but again, no pattern in mind just yet, is a patchwork dress. I am absolutely in love with this gingham version that I saw, and I think it's so beautiful. I would love to make something exactly like this. I also saw this patchwork wrap style dress a couple of times from the same designer maker. I just think it's really, really beautiful. So I would love to have some sort of patchwork dress of some sort. Maybe I'll do it in the gingham, maybe I'll do it with some pattern mixing. I love mixing patterns together, especially stripes and florals. I'll have to like play around and see with the fabrics I have in my stash what I could put together for that, but I think this would be such a cool dress. The reason I think the gingham one works so well is because they've used the same color gingham on both the top and the bottom, so that sort of helps to unify the dress overall and then introduce 2 additional ginghams into the whole scheme of the dress. So I really like that feature, and I think that's why that one works so well with the wrap style, again, because they're picking fabrics that are all in the same color. It kind of keeps it feeling cohesive. So those are some things I'll keep in mind as I'm selecting fabrics for a patchwork dress, but I love the concept. I think it's so unique, and I've never seen anything like this like out in the wild or in ready to wear before. So I'm really excited to make that. The next one I just kind of called a blanket date night dresses. And what I mean by this is that my wardrobe on the whole is pretty conservative. I rarely make anything that I couldn't also wear to work. I do make a lot of dresses, although I've been very into separates this year, but I do make a lot of dresses. Almost all of those are things that I consider I could wear to work. I'd like to make some dresses that are just special date night things that are maybe a little bit sexier, a little bit more revealing, I guess, shall we say, but just things that are not specifically office appropriate. I kind of pigeonhole myself into like get the most use out of this as possible. And sometimes it's okay to just make cake. It's okay to sew frosting as the sew along would go. So I just want to make some dedicated date night dresses because Andrew and I try to do at least one date a week, and we each alternate who organizes that date. So it's not like I'm not going to have occasions to wear these dresses. I'm showing you lots of inspo on the screen, but I love, you know, all of these. And it's not like I couldn't wear some of these to the office, but I don't want that to limit me, is, you know, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, date night dresses. There's one in particular that I love from YSL that has this like keyhole cutout right here that I've been in love with for ages, and I'm dying to make that. I have a hard time thinking about how I could pattern hack my way to that one, but I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point. But yeah, so that's my general inspo for that one, is just date night dresses. Next up on my list is what I'm calling architectural tops. I'm wearing a lot more separates than I ever have. I went through a real dresses phase, and I think that that's natural when you start sewing because, in my opinion, dresses are easier to sew than separates are a lot of times. Like pants can be quite challenging for a new sewist, especially to like fit them to your body, or if you don't fit a straight size like outright, it can be a little challenging. Tops are not so challenging to sew. It's essentially a bodice, but basically what I'm trying to say is I love dresses, and that's never gonna go away, but dresses are like an outfit. You make the dress, you have a whole outfit, and you're good to go. But I'm wearing a lot more separates now. I feel like that's just kind of where my style is gravitating at the moment, and I just really need more interesting tops in my wardrobe. Almost all of them are like basic knits tees, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I love wearing them, they're comfortable, and my style is quite classic, I would say, for the most part, especially in terms of patterns and colors. But I really would like to get some more interesting tops in my wardrobe. So you're seeing all my inspiration on the screen. I'm just loving this kind of like architectural is what I'm calling it, where it's got like a lot of seaming details, maybe corsets, I love that, a lot of pleating. There's this one in particular that has like cool binding around seams that I think is really neat, and I love the color scheme of that one as well. Yeah, just more like interesting tops in my wardrobe to pair with my pants or trousers. The next category I'm calling a milkmaid dress. This was quite trendy, especially for the cottagecore trend, and I wouldn't say this is outright autumn and winter. By the way, in case you couldn't tell, I don't really have like a lot of dedicated autumn winter clothing in that I sew like outerwear or long sleeves. I actually, despite what this top would tell you, don't have a lot of long sleeve tops in my wardrobe, and that's because I'm more of a fan stylistically and practically of layering my outfit. So I like wearing tank tops and then like a blazer over it or a cardigan or something like that, just because New York City spaces can be hit or miss in terms of heat and cold. So it's just better if you can have a layered outfit based on the temps of the buildings at any given time, or the subways, which can actually be boiling hot in the winter. So I'm more of a fan of layering in general. I don't own a whole lot of long sleeve garments in my wardrobe. So that's why, you know, you're seeing the milkmaid dress inspiration on the screen. This is more of a, probably for most people, spring and summer outfit, but I would definitely wear this in autumn and winter and just layer it with a blazer, or layer it with a sweater of some sort over it, wear it with tights, you know, something like that. But I like the milkmaid dress, and it's not necessarily like the milkmaid dress with like the gathered ruche like bust line area, but it's got gathers in that area on the top. So that's why I put all of these inspirations into a like milkmaid dress category. There's this one dress in particular that has a shirred bodice that I saw on Net-a-Porter that I just think is gorgeous. I love the front, I love the side like and back detailing, how it's so open. I just really like that one, and I like the color, so I might just try to make that one outright. It's probably my favorite of all the inspos in the milkmaid dress category, but I love all of these for various reasons. The next one is an easy one. I'm calling it the colorful skirts category. I do have a lot of skirts in my wardrobe, and I wear the hell out of them. I wear them a lot. So again, because I'm so into separates right now, it's just so fun to pair a skirt with a cool top. Again, which is why I need tops really more than I need skirts and dresses at the moment, for sure. But I've changed sizes in the past few months, so I really need to make some more in my wardrobe. I've altered quite a few of the ones that I already have, but I wear them so much again that I think it's just worth it to make a few more. So just kind of more colorful skirts to have in my wardrobe, because I'll pair them with the more neutral tops that I have, like just basic long sleeve black knit tops, or long sleeve white tops that I have, or basic white tees, button up white shirts that I have. these colorful skirts pair so well with any of those or patterned skirts. So that's what this inspo is kind of about. It's just getting a few more basic skirts in my wardrobe. I tend to self-draft half circle skirts quite a bit, and I do have a tutorial, a loose tutorial on my YouTube channel about how to sew a half circle skirt. It's one of my favorites for my body type, which is more pear-shaped. So it's not so full that it's like ostentatious and like loud and so attention grabbing, but it really like fits my shape really well because it just kind of like skims the hips and then flows outward. It's nothing too bodycon. So that's why I really like the half circle skirt. And of course it takes half the fabric of a full circle skirt. The next project on my list is a plaid blazer and skirt set. This one is a very specific project inspiration, but I've saved enough of these over the years that I think I will get the wear out of this. I'm really excited by this one. This is Andrew, my husband's favorite of all of my inspirations too. So yeah, I really like this idea of making like a plaid skirt, like mini skirt, and then a plaid blazer to go with it. I don't think I'm gonna do like an ultra tailored blazer. I've made 2 blazers in my sewing life. I've made the True Bias, I think it's True Bias, I might have that wrong. I know it's called the Jessica blazer. I forget who designed it. I'll put that in the description box, but that's more of a fitted blazer. I've made that one. It's a beautiful like pattern. It's so well designed and the instructions are so thorough. It has a lot of pattern pieces. It's like high tailoring. So if you're looking for an ultra tailored project to sink your teeth into, the Jessica blazer could be for you. But stylistically, I'm looking more for something like the Heather blazer. I think that one's Friday Pattern Company. That one's much more casual in style, kind of like an oversized boxy fit. I made that one this summer in a beautiful orange creamsicle linen. I didn't really get the wear out of it that I was hoping to. It was kind of challenging to pair that blazer with other things in my wardrobe. Everything else has to be quite like muted down. It was like kind of hard to pair it with things in my wardrobe, but I do like the pattern and I do like that more relaxed oversized fit for something like this plaid blazer idea that I have. So I'll probably use that. I did see that Vogue released a new pattern that's got, it's like a very YSL inspired looking blazer. It's really pretty. I might go for that one, although that's a little more tailoring than I was thinking I would do for this, like aesthetically. So we'll see. I'll be sure to research blazers and get back to you with my ideas once I start that project, but I'm really excited about this plaid blazer and skirt set. The next one on my list, and this one is kind of a big category for me that I feel like I might make multiple things within this category, is I'm labeling it interesting knits tops. As we've established, I wear a lot of just like knits basics because they're comfortable. They go with my jeans, they go with my skirts, they just go with a lot of things. But I would like them to be a little more interesting than what I have, than just like basic crew neck shirts, which again, nothing wrong with that. I love making that and I love wearing that. But if I have the opportunity to make something more interesting, then I would like to do that. So I'll show you some inspiration images that I'm thinking about. This one black one that has like these side pieces, that's been in my like queue of inspo for a long time. I would never wear it like just like that, but could you imagine that layered over top of like a white collared shirt, like a button-up shirt, how chic that would look. So I love that one. I love this like v-neck one that has the button-up detail in the front. These ones that have like these crisscross elements, I'm really liking that, or like ruching details, just more interesting knits tops because they're so comfortable but can also look chic if I just kind of elevate the design a little bit more. So interesting knits tops, I'll probably make more than one from this category and from the architectural tops category, just because like I said, I need a lot of tops right now. I don't have a lot of those in my wardrobe. The next one I'm calling a corduroy classic skirt. I've had black corduroy in my fabric stash for ages, and I still haven't sewn it into a black corduroy skirt. I know exactly what pattern I'm gonna use. I'm going to use the Rosary skirt by Pauline E. Alice. It's a pattern I've made before. I really love the look of it. It's like a very 70s aesthetic corduroy skirt. Really cute. So I definitely want to make that. I had one other inspo image that's like a maxi length version, but I can't really see myself wearing a maxi length corduroy skirt, even though it looks fabulous on this model, but I just can't picture myself wearing that as much as I would wear a mini skirt version. So I think I'm gonna make the mini skirt version of that. And then the last of my like official buckets that I have in here is black mini skirt, which is essentially the same. I could probably do my corduroy classic black skirt to fit into this category, but I separated it because I saved so many images without realizing it of just like a short black mini skirt. The corduroy is a little bit different because it's giving a different aesthetic. It's more casual in tone, I feel, whereas the fabric selection for the black mini skirt is going to completely change the vibe of how you wear it. So if I picked like a black rayon crepe or a black rayon challis or something that has more drape, it's going to give a different vibe and a different outfit style than the black corduroy will. So that's why I kept it in a separate one. I'll probably make the corduroy one first, and then if I still feel like I want a black mini skirt in my wardrobe, then I can come back to this project later on. But I saved so many of these images and I just love it layered with tights and a sweater that I just think you can't go wrong. It's such a classic look. So those are all of the projects that I have like dedicated buckets for. There are a few honorable mentions that kind of defied categorization, if you will. And I only saved like one inspiration image of it, but I like it enough to mention it. There are 4 of them. So the first one is a shacket. My inspo here is from Cezanne. I love Cezanne clothing. I think I would get a lot of use out of a shacket. I tend to just like throw those kinds of jackets over my shoulders whenever I go anywhere in fall and winter. It's got a casual vibe. I'm not sure what fabric I would really even want to use or what color. I don't even have a pattern picked out yet. I know I like the Ilford jacket. I think that one is Friday Pattern Company. So I know I like that jacket pattern, but I haven't done a lot of research yet into shacket patterns that I like. I prefer them to be more in like the jacket category than the shirt category. So I'm looking probably more for a jacket pattern, but I just like this kind of shacket look. And I think it'll pair really well already with things I wear in my wardrobe. So I'd like to make one of those. The next one, this has been in my inspo queue for ages and I've had a perfect fabric in it in my stash, but I've been waiting to make it because other things just like come first or other things seem more exciting. But I've had this in my head for ages and I've wanted to make something similar. So this dress from Moda Operandi by 3 Graces London. It's a dress actually, but I'd like to make it into a skirt. I am just in love with that scallop detail over the hips. I think that will look so cool with like so many top, you know, I just think that will look so neat in my wardrobe and it's just such an interesting skirt. I've never seen anything like that before, so I would really like to finally make that this autumn and winter. The next one is this really interesting pleated dress. This one could probably have gone into the date nights dress category, but I'm pulling it out because I like it so much on its own that I'm like, oh, I would really like to make this. I just think that the pleating detail right there is so interesting. I don't have any patterns like this in my stash, I think, to really hack with this yet, so I need to figure out how to make that, but I think it looks really cool. I think the dress speaks for itself. It's understated. I love the single color look. I even like the color of the sample that the model is wearing, so who knows, maybe I won't deviate from that and I'll go with something similar, but I just think this dress is so neat. And then last but not least, this skirt, or maybe it's a dress, I don't know, was featured on the runway this year by Mansa Mason, or Maison Mason, I'm not sure. But I'm in love with this organza, black organza skirt that like stands away from the body with these tiers in it. It's almost very like Dior-like. And again, it's another black skirt. Apparently I'm really into the black skirts this autumn and winter, but I just love it. I think it is so cool. I would love to make this exact thing. I don't know, I can't tell, like I said, from the image if it's a dress or not, but I'd like to make it as a skirt. I just think it's so chic. I love that. And then some other things I have in my mind, that's kind of like it for the patterns, but I saved like a bunch of images around embellishments. I did some appliques on my wedding dress and it was really fun to do. I loved the hand sewing aspect of that. So I would love to think about more embellishments on some of these things, maybe in like the architectural tops or the date night dresses, like including some sort of appliques on it, or thinking about mesh in some way or laces or something like that. I saw this one that has like gorgeous pearls. It's a completely impractical top, but I think it looks so cool. And could you imagine that with like the black pleated high-waisted wide leg trousers? Like how amazing that would look together as an outfit. I think that would be fantastic. I doubt I'm gonna get through all of these inspos. By the way, like I said, I just like to have something to refer to, and I'm sure other things will catch my eye as I am sewing during autumn and winter. But yeah, that's it. That's my inspo for autumn winter sewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.